Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE is allowing Natalya to enter into a historic chapter of her career, and things are starting to look very promising for the third-generation superstar. As one of WWE's longest tenured talents, the Heart Dungeon graduate is widely respected throughout the industry. However, with high-stakes matches on the horizon, Natalya has just issued a major challenge. The Queen of Hearts was recently announced for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport XIII, promoted by GCW on April 17 during WrestleMania 41 weekend in Las Vegas. Natalya was also announced for NWA's Crockett Cup on May 17 at the former ECW Arena in Philadelphia. Triple H has worked with numerous wrestling promotions in the last year, and other World Wrestling Entertainment talents booked for Bloodsport include Karrion Kross, Shayna Baszler, Pete Dunne, Carmen Petrovic, and Charlie Dempsey. Miyu Yamashita is a top international women's wrestler, and she has been targeted by Jim Neidhart's daughter for Bloodsport. After Barnett took to X to tease match announcements for later this week, Natalya responded and called out the 30-year-old Japanese star. She left a three-word message to call out the four-time Princess of Princess Champion. Yamashita continues to work around the world, but her last tour of the United States included 3 GCW events in November 2024, where she defeated Brooke Havoc, Mike Bailey, and Brosky Jimmy. Natalya's last Raw singles win came against Zoe Stark in September. Natalya has become one of the main women's division representatives on the WWE Main Event secondary show, airing every Thursday on Peacock and taping before Raw. Besides a WWE Speed title shot and the Royal Rumble, the Queen of Hearts has only worked 5 main event matches this year. After wrapping 2024 with a main event win over Isla Dawn, Natalya lost to Ivy Nile in late January, then defeated Dawn again 1 week later. She began February with a main event win over Sonya Deville and beat Alma Fire 3 weeks later. The recent episode saw Natalya lose to Zoe Stark. Natalya vs. Stark on Main Event was actually a rematch from mid-March 2024, which saw Stark defeat Natalya on the same show. Stark also has 1 Raw singles win over the Ring veteran, but Natalya has 2 Red Brand TV wins. In the grand theater of professional wrestling, where stories intertwine with sweat and sacrifice, the moment when a legacy is tested becomes something more than just a match. It is a collision of history, hearts, and untold ambition. Such was the challenge laid out by Natalya Neidhart, a decorated WWE superstar, a Hart family legacy, and a symbol of strength and technical mastery. Chapter 1: The Invitation. It was a quiet evening at the WWE Performance Center, the sound of weights clanking and the hum of fluorescent lights filling the air. Natalya, sitting on a bench press station, was reviewing footage of a recent match. The victory had been bittersweet. Yes, she had won, but something felt unfinished. She wanted more. Her gaze shifted toward the screen in front of her, where the name of a 30-year-old, multi-time champion from outside the WWE flashed across her mind like a distant echo. Ethan Blackstone. Ethan Blackstone was no stranger to wrestling fans. Though his name wasn't as universally recognized as some of WWE's top stars, his reputation as a multi-time champion in every major promotion he had competed in spoke volumes. He had won championships in companies like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, and even some of the more obscure promotions that carried cult followings. His technical wrestling was near perfection, and his in-ring psychology was second to none. In many ways, Ethan Blackstone represented the very essence of what Natalya admired in a competitor: passion, precision, and an unyielding desire to be the best. But it wasn't just admiration that led Natalya to this moment. No, this was personal. She had seen Blackstone's rise to prominence and had watched him defeat some of the biggest names in the business. Yet one thing always nagged her. Despite his success, Blackstone had never stepped into the squared circle with a member of the Hart family. That was about to change. Natalya, a staple of WWE's women's division, had experienced a wide range of opponents in her career. Yet the challenge before her felt different. She wasn't challenging Blackstone for a title. She wasn't aiming to prove she could outdo him in a physical contest. No, Natalya's challenge was deeper, more meaningful. She was challenging him to face the legacy of the Hart family and test his technical prowess against one of the finest wrestlers to ever grace the ring. With a focused look in her eyes, Natalya began drafting her message. Dear Ethan, I've watched your rise, your dominance, and your technical brilliance. I respect your abilities, but there's one thing you haven't done that every competitor should be able to say they've done. Step into the ring with a member of the Hart family. My family has defined this business, and I believe it's time for us to test our legacies against one another. I'm offering you a challenge. Face me at the next pay-per-view event. No gimmicks, no stipulations, just you and me, wrestling at the highest level, where the best competitor wins. The choice is yours. Sincerely, Natalya Neidhart. She hit send. Chapter 2. The Response. It wasn't long before the response came. Ethan Blackstone, a man known for his reserved nature and focus on his craft, didn't hesitate. His reply was simple and direct. Challenge accepted. Let's make history. Those two words, let's make history, stirred something deep inside Natalya. This wasn't just a match. It was the opportunity to prove herself, to show the world that the Hart family legacy was still alive and well in WWE, and that it could stand up to any challenge, even from the very best outside the company. This was her moment to show that being a Hart meant something more than just bloodline. It meant an unbreakable commitment to excellence in the ring. The weeks leading up to the match were filled with anticipation. Both competitors knew this wouldn't be a typical bout. Fans from all over the world followed every moment on social media, watching as Blackstone posted training videos showing his methodical approach to his craft. Natalya, in contrast, took a more understated approach, focusing on her technical game, studying every aspect of Blackstone's style and crafting strategies to counter his strongest moves. As the event approached, the buzz was palpable. Natalya knew that this match would be one of the defining moments of her career. But what of Blackstone? He was a seasoned veteran, with championship gold wrapped around his waist more times than anyone could count. Yet this was his first encounter with a member of the Hart family, and he knew it wouldn't be easy. But he wasn't a man to back down from any challenge. Chapter 3. The Match. The night had finally arrived. The crowd's energy was electric as the lights dimmed and the first strains of the entrance music filled the arena. Natalya made her way to the ring, a determined look on her face, her steps deliberate. The fans knew what she stood for. They knew the history that accompanied her every step. This wasn't just a match for her. It was a statement. Then came Blackstone. His entrance was calculated, confident, and with a sense of mystery surrounding him. The crowd cheered, but it was clear that this wasn't just any opponent. The fans knew this was something special, something that hadn't happened before. The ring announcer's voice filled the arena. Introducing first, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the Queen of Hearts, Natalya. The crowd roared, acknowledging her legacy. And her opponent from Sydney, Australia, a multi-time champion, Etienne Blac Castiglione. The cheers grew louder as Blackstone stood in the center of the ring, his eyes locked on Natalya's. There was a brief moment of mutual respect before the bell rang. The two circled each other, both cautious, aware of the stakes. It didn't take long before they engaged in a test of strength, each trying to gain the upper hand. Natalya's technical mastery quickly became apparent as she slipped behind Blackstone, locking in a hammerlock, attempting to ground him. But Blackstone was no slouch. With a quick roll, he reversed the position, using his speed to gain an advantage. The exchange was fast, furious, and full of respect. For every move Natalya executed, Blackstone had a counter. For every submission Natalya attempted, Blackstone found a way to escape. The match was a dance, every movement calculated, every reaction swift. The crowd was captivated by the sheer skill of both competitors. Each time Natalya locked in a sharpshooter, Blackstone managed to fight his way to the ropes, proving his resilience. But it wasn't just the technical aspects that made this match special. It was the moments of storytelling, the subtle exchanges, the psychology in every maneuver. When Natalya executed a perfect German suplex, Blackstone kicked out at the last possible moment, earning a massive pop from the crowd. When Blackstone hit a devastating spear, Natalya's body seemed to crumple. But she pulled herself up at the count of 2, signaling her own resilience. The match built to a fever pitch. The end was nearing. Blackstone went for his finisher, a devastating powerbomb, but Natalya countered, flipping him into a cradle pin. The referee's hand came down for 1, 2. No. Blackstone kicked out, but only just. The two competitors were spent, their bodies bruised and battered, but neither one willing to give an inch. The final moments were nothing short of spectacular. Natalya locked in the sharpshooter once again, this time with a sense of finality. Blackstone fought with every ounce of strength he had, but the pain was too much. With nowhere left to go, Blackstone tapped out. The crowd erupted. Chapter 4. The Aftermath. The bell rang, and Natalya stood victorious, her hand raised high in the air. She had done it. She had beaten one of the best wrestlers in the world today, one who was not from her family, not from WWE, but who represented everything she respected about the sport. Blackstone, though defeated, stood up, and despite the pain on his face, he extended his hand toward Natalya. "I underestimated you," he said, his voice sincere. "You're as good as they say." Natalya took his hand, pulling him in for a hug. "You were incredible," she replied. "You've got the heart of a champion." The two shared a moment of respect in the ring, the crowd cheering them both for the display of athleticism, skill, and sportsmanship they had just witnessed. As they walked to the back, each of them knew that they had just forged something special, a moment in wrestling history that would be remembered for years to come. Natalya had proven that the Hart family legacy wasn't just about history. It was about the future, about carrying the torch forward with honor and respect. And Ethan Blackstone had shown that even the most decorated champions outside WWE could thrive inside the ring with the best. This wasn't just a match. It was a challenge answered, a legacy tested, and, most importantly, a new chapter written in the ever-evolving story of professional wrestling. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.